Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Options Mentor and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you, wherever you are. We had quite a week here. I don't know how many of you may have followed that trade that I showed last week. Let me bring up my screen here. And it was really an interesting trade. I talked about this time bomb butterfly. It looks similar to this. Of course, this isn't the same dates. But last week I told you about, perhaps on last Monday, putting on a trade that would expire Tuesday, a butterfly, looking for a big move after the CPI release. Well, on Monday, you could have put a butterfly like this on, and it was, I believe, a 5180, 5200, 5160 call fly. You could have put it on for around $200. And then, as I said, this is a speculative thing. You could easily lose your money if it goes the other direction. Well, it worked for us. It went up, and actually, this trade closed on Tuesday at $1,300 gain. So that was really a great one that I showed you there last week. Put it on for around 200 on Monday, take it off Tuesday afternoon, or just let it expire, because you can do that with SPX. It's cash settled, and just let it expire with a $1,300 gain. And while we're tooting horns here, one other thing. I'm still within my first month of my trade alert service over at arimer.com. All the links are in the bio if you want to join us over there. I have a trade alert service. So far this month, and the month isn't over, you have nearly 4 times the amount of the cost of the service in gains already. So the trades are going very well over there. And if you're interested, take a look in the description. You'll see all the links. You can join me over there for Opening Bell, Traders Lounge, and my trade alert service. All right. So for this week, I wanted to take a look at something else. This is a trade that it's really a trade I'm waiting for an opportunity to put this on. And that is a long call, or a debit call spread vertical in the VIX, which is the volatility index for the CBOE. And every time this thing dips down, it comes right back up. So what we're going to look to do here is, if we get down into about the mid 13 and a half on the VIX, right now we're at 14.41. But if we can dip down into the 13s, I'm going to look to put on a VIX call vertical, something like this, where you buy the 15 and sell the 18. That's one way of doing it. Right now it's about $70. I do like to be about a month out. You know, if it took till later in the week, you might even look for further out expirations in the 17th of April, although you could probably still use it. And you can also do this wider. You know, if you wanted to do something that's like a 15-20, that's fine too. Just costs you a little more, but what do you get for that? Well, you can actually make more money because your short's further away, right? But it does cost you more because your short's further away. Therefore, when you sell, it has less value to go against the long you paid for. So that's the ups and downs of that one. A lot of times when I do these, I do 3 days. And one very important thing about these, I know you look up here and go, oh, wow, look at all that. I could spend $70 and hit the big home run like the fly I just talked to you about. Well, you don't want to do that in the VIX. And the reason is, when it runs up like this, you need to take whatever money that is and run. If you look at this chart is very up, down, up, down, up, down. It doesn't stay up very long at all, usually when it goes up. Now, of course, it can. We can get trapped up here in a higher range like we were. This is back here in September, October of the last fall. But most of the time, when we have that spike, that 1.5 or 2 point day in the VIX where it goes up that far, take the money and run. And if you look at this here, if you put this on for $70, and even if we spiked up to say 16 on the VIX pretty quickly, well, that is about, what is that, about a 40% gain that you could have there. So once again, this is a kind of trade that can go against you too. We could just as well go down here in the VIX and never come back up in time for your trade to work. But that's one of the reasons that I like to do these a little further out in time, because it gives you longer, right? So let's suppose you put this on tomorrow, and then we drift down the next few days. Maybe we drift, down further the next few days. Maybe we're down below 13. You go, I already put this on and now it's losing money. Well, you can be patient as long as if you don't put a whole lot of money into this, you can be patient. And then any day could happen where we could get that big move up and you could then get out of it. As always, you need to understand this trade. It needs to fit your risk tolerance, needs, everything. But this is just an educational idea on verticals you can put on to look to benefit from a sudden spike in volatility in the SPX. And that's exactly what this trade does for you. If you kind of work in the background, you might be in this trade 2 or 3 weeks and then boom, it works one day. Now, the longer you're in it, of course, you'll have some time decay. And, if it, like I said, pretty quickly would jump up, we'll just use 17 for an example, you could be up about $48. But if it takes longer, maybe you don't get this till the first Friday in April or something. Many times, although here it's a little bit more money, sometimes it can actually not benefit you quite as much if you're in it a very long time. You'll still make money, but a lot of times the gains aren't quite this high. It's not showing that here, but that is normally what happens. But still, it would work. If it spiked up there even on the 5th, you'd be profitable. All I'm saying is it may not be as much as it says it would be now. But so this trade is something I think is really interesting here. Something in the background, a speculative play that you could use to take advantage of that sudden spike. And of course, with the VIX here under 15, if you're familiar with calendars or time spreads, they're looking good here. Butterflies look good here. I think it's a good season for both of those. I show you those a lot, folks, a lot of times, a lot of calendars. So I wanted to show you something a little different today, like I did last week, a little more speculative play. And I just want to thank you guys all again for subscribing to my video. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Like if you can, and always put your comments in. I like those. I get back to those. If you look in the comments, you can see I answer those. And of course, for a more full trading education, go over to arimer.com. Links are in the description where you can join me every day over there. And also in the description, you'll see my email address. If you want one-on-one mentoring, that is also something that I provide. One-on-one mentoring is just you and I in a Zoom meeting room, and it can be 30 to 60 minutes a session. And we go over what kind of trades you've been doing, what your plans are like, help you learn trades, help you learn adjustments, help you formulate goals and realistic goals. That's the important part. And planning if you wanted to start having a profitable option trading system. So just email me there directly if you're interested in one-on-one mentoring. For the trade alert service, opening bell, go over to arimer.com. It'll be there. But I appreciate your attention today, folks. Like I said, have a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'll be back here next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.